And now back to Focus on Diversity with Troy Shaw.
And welcome back to the program. Let's continue our diversity discussion here. You know, Sprecher Beer here is a local company here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and they are exploring new territory, making 2 African-style beers, marketing one brewed from sorghum and another brewed from bananas. Focus on Diversity had a chance to go by Sprecher Beer and to take a look at their establishment, and here is the video of that interview. Troy Shaw with Focus on Diversity. We are here with Jeff Hamilton. He is the Vice President and General Manager of Sprecher Brewery. Now, Jeff, we toured your facilities, absolutely beautiful facilities. One of which, by the way, is one that kind of like deals with tradition as it pertains to brewing. Let's talk about the brand new beers that you're brewing, specifically for African-style beers and perhaps maybe some of the minority populace here in southeast Wisconsin and abroad. Tell us about these 2 beers that we have in front of us right now.
Well, on this side we've got the Mbege-style beer, which is traditionally brewed in East Africa, near some of the Kilimanjaro region of Tanzania. Really, they make a lot of beer of this style. It's called Mbege. It's made primarily with bananas as the fermentation sugar. Shakparo style, which is more from Western Africa. And this one is made with sorghum as the primary fermentable sugar, also a little bit of millet in it. These beers, again, don't have the fruit, but are, again, traditional African ingredients that you normally wouldn't use for making beer here in the United States.
Now, I have to ask you, of course, you know, this being focused on diversity, what was it that prompted Sprecher to say, okay, we're going to create a beer that could be enjoyed by people of color, such as African Americans? What prompted that?
We started doing the research, and we're really very surprised to find out that, really more beer is brewed in Africa than probably any place else on Earth. Again, it's a family tradition there. Most of it is brewed for family consumption, and they do it almost on a weekly basis. In some cases, it's a very important food source. So in addition to providing a beverage, it actually is very nutritional and is one of the main staples in the diet in some villages.
Well, we're going to actually try some of these beers. I'm not necessarily a beer drinker, but we're going to try some of them nonetheless. Wow, that's good. That was pretty good. And so this is Focus on Diversity signing off. I'm here with Jeff Hamilton, Vice President and General Manager of Sprecher Brewery. Well, thanks again, and keep watching on the television program. We're going to be bringing many more stories like this in the future. God bless, and we'll be seeing you soon. And that was Sprecher Brewery. You know, that's a company here in southeast Wisconsin thinking about, see, this is what I find interesting about that particular interview, gentlemen. And no, there aren't any samples here in studio. What I find interesting about that is that, there are more companies now taking a look at the minority populace and specifically marketing and creating brands of different types of, whether it's beer, food, or what have you, specifically for those ethnic groups. Eugene, is that now starting to become the trend in the United States, or what do you think?
Well, I think any smart company is certainly going to try to market the African American community. I think there's a lot of indications of people opening up and I think basically trying to present more products. I might not necessarily see the need for more what they call sin products because, alcohols, cigarettes. African Americans already have way too many problems with a lot of that stuff, I have to honestly say.
Well, you know that Miller Brewing Company has now also started to create something called Chile. It's I believe it's Chile. A beer specifically created in the fashion that the Hispanic community. What do you think about this new style of now branding and marketing different types of products, Robert?
Well, I think that it just, Eugene hit it on the head. You got a Latino market that has over $900 billion and market that companies want to tap into, and you've seen this all over the United States. Tortilla chips and salsa is being sold in the mainstream, and that's targeting the non-Latino population to buy that material. So they're figuring, well, let's turn it around and let's target specifically the Latino population with this kind of beer, and let's see if they're willing to buy it.
Companies now are thinking about more ways in which they can make money in different types of market, Chris. I mean, as a CEO of your own company, I mean, you would have to, you're not necessarily a product-oriented kind of food, but still, you have to be taking a look at these markets.
They're very wise. Look at what's happened and progressed. You've got the health food market. You've got people that are doing organic foods, the green foods and the green buildings and things. This is just another piece of the evolution. We're all people, so there's certain segments and certain populations that are under-marketed too in regards to it. So promoting the Latino beers or promoting the African-American beers and pulling those out. Miller Brewing, our local brewery, is owned by a South African breweries. And the gentleman on there was correct. They have more breweries there in South Africa than anywhere else in the world. So they're pulling from that and they're taking that experience now and they're seeing how that affects them. And as other businesses, they're pulling to those markets and saying, this is a revenue generator for us.
And if you're a company out there that would like to get the word out to us about some of the products that you're making in the form and the realm of particularly marketing to certain ethnic groups of people, please by all means give us a call here at Focus on Diversity. That's 414-475-3552. Or you can get a hold of me on my email address. That's troy@focusondiversity.com. And when we come back, we're going to keep the heat with the discussion on diversity. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Founded in 1905, Badger Meter recently celebrated over 100 years in business. Throughout its history, Badger Meter has been and continues to be a proud employer of a diverse workforce. Badger Meter also supports diversity news and analysis through its sponsorship of the Focus on Diversity program with yours truly, Troy Shaw.